Right, so clean slate, here I am. Right, so all this is just soaking up the excess. So that is carb injector cleaner. Right, I used a little bit of chain cleaner degreaser stuff. So you see how it's on that lip there, I've got to clean all that off. Here's the other bit look, so you can see a lot cleaner inside and out. You see that? Obviously that hole there is for the glow plug. It, like I say, it's more harrowing than it actually is. It's not that hard a job at all to do this. I actually bought another one. That's the box to it, but you probably hear it just running downstairs now in my shop. To be fair, if you don't know what you're doing, following this video, in fact, if you do this video and you strip this down and do it yourself, as long as you've got all the right tools to do it, so you're going to need an Allen key, some pointing nose pliers to get in at the glow plug. Let me just show you, because the glow plug is on a wire like this. So that just plugs into that circuit board over there. Like I say, it's a lot more harrowing than it actually is. But as you can see, you can't just remove them. You know what I mean? Look, they're soldered on. They're like soldered bits of metal. So them glow plug, you know, you have to get some pointers. You have to unplug it so you can turn the whole thing and get it out, unscrew it. So I'll screw it back in like this. And then when I get it right in, you're going to want some pointing nose pliers. Like this, just to hold it and tighten it with the pointing nose pliers. It don't have to be mega tight, but you know, just nip it up, get it nice and tight. But not, it don't need to be overly tight, like I say, it don't need to be torqued up or anything. So, my next step now is to start assembling it. So you can see how clean it is in there now. I'm going to be using this stuff, VTech Vital Grey Pro VTR. This is high temperature, look, 625 degrees Fahrenheit. High temperature, high torque, vibration, guaranteed no leak, low odor, and it is really good stuff. I've used this on my son's motorbike, that's why it's the way it is. Rear valve covers, oil pans. So like I say, oil, timing covers, water pumps, thermostat housing, transmission pans, etc. It does everything. This is a really good one. I've got some other stuff as well, that clear one in there, that grey, that purple tube, but it's not as good as this. It's more like silicone. Really good. So this is what I'm going to be using. I'm not going to reuse that other gasket for it. I'm just going to do the old bloody lot. Better safe than sorry. I don't want to do the job twice, because to get to this point, it is a lot of stripping down. But it, you know, it's not a hard job. So, you know, hopefully you'll see this video and it give you a bit of confidence to do it yourself. Not hard, not hard. It's just daunting, a bit harrowing, like I say, seeing everything in its bits and pieces. Kind of remembering how things go back together. That's why I do these little videos actually, so I can review the video, how this went and how that wire went under there. That's what it's for. But I'll put them all together so someone else don't need to do that. You know, I've had to learn a little bit. I've seen a video, like say, where the guy takes this bit just comes off and he just cleans inside it and puts it back on. But as you could see from the rest of it, that might be all good and well. If you have got one that just takes the bottom off and you can clean it, that's all good and well. So I heard someone whistling. Yeah, it's all good and well taking that off and cleaning inside there, and it might make it run again, but inevitably, if you don't take this thing to complete parts like this, that carbon's just going to build up quicker and quicker and quicker, because it's all going to start build little, honestly, chunks of it. It was about 20 mil deep in there on that curvature at the bottom, and then this one, I just really just tapped it with a bit of metal, went around tapping it with a bit of metal, and it just loads of it fell out, and I've just cleaned it all up, like I say, with some carb injector cleaner. best thing for it. So I'm just going to try and sit this video here, or this camera. Right, I believe you can see me there. Fine. Right, so I'm just going to clean this up in here. Like I said, make sure it's nice and dry. Get any of that carbon jet cleaner off. Like so. Get my hand in there a little bit, dry it off a little bit in there. You can see it's absolutely caked in it. Or it was. Right. It's the best we're going to get it. So this stuff, look, it's just like a grey silicone, really. And I'm just going to put a bead of this going around. Okay. Yeah, that has to be sealed as well. It has to go all the way around. That's just to allow you to get some into the... I was just making sure, because sometimes things like this, they have little grooves where the sealant don't go. And it's to allow fluids or whatnot to pass. But it's not so on this because that is your thingy bit for where the... it gives you access to the glow plug. Like I said, when you're using pointing those pliers, it just allows you to get them in there. That's what that groove's for. But this is good stuff, this. I wouldn't put too much on it because it's probably going to coke up with crap again in the future. And this stuff's strong. Trust me. It's bloody strong. So I wouldn't go too mad with it. Just enough to give us a nice sort of seal. There, that'll do. Bit messy there. Don't matter too much because it doesn't go right up to the edges anyway. Okay, so that's that bit. Now what you're going to need is your 4 little Allen keys. Now let me just swap the Allen key for this one because the other Allen key I was using, I didn't have these ones, was in the car. Right, so really important, keep a note of this. This is your fuel line sort of holder, if you like. That's going to go to the top. And then there's your glow plug. It's going to line up with this hole here, right? Okay. So here we go. Just going to insert that. Make sure that sits in there. Okay. Here she goes. Boom. There. She's in. Right. Boom. Oh, that sits a bit. That's very odd. Putting a lot of strain on that. It's putting a lot of strain on that fuel line. I haven't bent the fuel line or moved it in any way, so it's a bit... Let's just put this bolt in here because this will just... Now I'm not going to tighten it right up. Just a little like that. There we go. Just back there. Just so I can make sure I'm lining, here you go, look, lining all the rest of these holes up. And then I'm going to go for one on the other side, so this one here. Try and do them in parallel like this. One there, one here, one there, one there. What that helps do is keep it all aligned. Right, so this one can be, again, tightened up, not too tight. Yeah. Right, and then we're going to drop one in up there. Nice. I suppose at least if you did put too much of this gasket stuff on, like I say, it won't be that much of an issue getting it off because it looks like they've got plenty of room. You could probably get a screwdriver in here underneath and just jam it back out if you did need to take it apart again with this paste on. That's probably how I would do it. Again, not tightening it up too much. Just allows for a little bit of movement because you never know if you're going to need a bit of movement on these bolts. Yep, that's got it. Perfect. Right, so I'm going to tighten this one right up. Okay. Where's my little tool I was using? So you can use a little spanner. I've just got a little socket on this bar. Okay, and then I'm going to go for the opposite one. Yeah, that one, and then that one. Right, there she is, all sealed in. Fuel line's good, although very tight there. Okay, that's back in. So like I say, this is what I was just talking about. If I was ever to take this apart, and because I've used that gasket stuff, it's a bit tight. Like I say, you can see it in there. Just underneath the hole for the glow plug, you can see the plate, that metal plate. You can just get a flathead and just give it a wiggle. Should pop it back out. Right, make sure all this is nice and clean. Let's get my other tool. Try not to damage it. It's only a very weak die cast. This there's a little bit there. Look, I just want to the old gasket because this gasket fell apart when I took it off. But just make sure you get all the gasket off. It will help with it sitting flush, but try not to dig into this metal too much. Okay, there she goes, look. Just so you can see the metal, that's what you want to see. Because you won't want to put this gasket on and it failed because it's got bad seal on it. Alright. So again, get all your parts at the ready. Make sure you know which way round you're going with it. So, exhaust inlet port, okay? Ah, look, see? Gasket's still on this bit as well. Almost forgot that. So, again, get the gasket off. Always a good idea, give it a good clean. Okay. Completely forgot to do this bit. Okay. A bit there. I'm trying to go as quick as I can because I'm always a bit conscious of how long videos are recording for. So I'll just use a little flathead. Just do that. So it can only go one way because of the exhaust port. It's got to go here down the bottom. Right, let's get some more of our gasket. And then right over the screw hole, all the way across here. And it won't matter we're putting too much on this bit because it's quite easy to break it apart on the top. It's just that bottom one. You know, like I say, if you do need to take it apart again, it could be quite tricky getting in there because the way that it's sort of down inside the unit. That's why I was saying, you know, you'll probably be best using like a screwdriver or something to shimmy it open. A little bit here, a little bit there. Work our way around. Just a nice little bead we're looking for. You're not painting the Mona Lisa here, so don't worry about if it's a bit fucking rough around the edges. Okay, I think we've got it all there. A bit more there. There. Right, so you've got another 4 screws. Here they are. These are big ones. They're all the same size, so just make sure it's got the locking washer. Try to show you the locking washer there. Just make sure they've all got the locking washers on when you put them on. My Allen key, it's the same size Allen key as we just used. Right, so the exhaust port. So there we go, turn this around so the exhaust port's facing us. I'm just going to drop it on like that. Okay. It don't matter with these ones so much because you can just drop them straight in there long enough to use your fingers on these. Okay, I'm just going to use my finger as much as I can. It saves all the bloody effort of turning an Allen key for fucking a million times. Okay, right. The other Allen key, the other Allen bolt should stay in the electronic side of it. So again, I'm going corner to corner. Always the best way of doing it. Corner to corner, and I can see gasket seeping out. So we've got plenty of gasket in there. Good, good, good. That's them. And then this thing is weird because it's sort of, was that supposed to go somewhere? Oh, that goes on the outside of the unit, this black rubber thing. Okay, so we're just going to go around and find, it'll have a, oh there it is. Yes, that's what I was looking for. That's why that's on the wrong side now. That's what I was looking for. The other side of that, which is okay, that's got a weird clip there. So it's got a weird little clip on the top here. That round thing has to push through that bit. And then the thread for this is on the metal bit. There's a little recess there for it. Yep, we've got it. Right. Here we go. If you are a bit OCD, you can always just go around and wipe off the excess gasket. It's not going to harm it in any way. But you know, if you want it to look a bit cleaner when you're done, I don't know, maybe you're going to charge someone to do it, I don't know. But there you go, and that's it. Reassembled, clean, good as new, that. Right, so the rest of the video, you've probably, if you haven't already seen them, or if I haven't managed to put them all together, you'll be able to watch it. But so this just slots that way with the metal housing in first, just like that. That drops in there, like that. This rubber grommet slides back here, it goes into the frame or the housing of the square side down like that. Okay, just goes in like that. Let me show you the glow plug bit while we're here, while we're doing it, because it's really easy to put together now. Okay, drop your glow plug in. Then what I tend to do is just use the wires to give it a little shake while you're doing it so you don't cross thread it. Right, there you go, she's going in, there you go. Turn, turn, turn. Like this, there, that's at its tightest. I'm just going with these and just nip it up. It won't turn anymore anyway. Right, so that boot goes down, and that just gives us a bit of protection from ingress, oil, whatever. Plugs on straight onto this bit here, like so. Let's get that boot on. There you go, like new. I can just go in there. This red one goes this side. Turn it around, show you this red one. I think this is just the temperature thing. Yeah, it goes into this one. Like so. Goes behind there. All nice and neat and tidy now. Then what you do is you get these two bits. This one slides in like that. That goes on. Screw that on like that. And there it is. Rest is history. And like I say, the other videos I've got sort of show you how all this goes back together. This one goes through the metal, that hole goes through it that way. I don't have any spare hands free, unfortunately, but I don't know if I can show you. You might be able to get a look at something. So with this, yeah, there's a little hole in it there. That's for the fuel line. So that kind of indicates which way round you need to be putting it, which is this way. And it's got a little groove on it. That's for this bit here. So that's how we know. That goes on that. That goes on there. Okay, and that boot sits over the whole thing. Like this. Da, 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 da. That then goes back in its little housing. There's a plug. This plug comes through here, plugs into here, like that. It's a bit tricky getting these bolts to line up underneath. Okay, it's a little bit tricky doing that bit. But then what I do is I turn it on its side, like this. 10mm bolt. Yeah, it's a 10mm. So there's 4 10mm bolts underneath here. There they are. There's one. Like I say, it is easy. It is so easy. It's just having everything to hand. Like I say, I wasn't too sure. Luckily, I've got a load of tools anyway, because I'm always working on my car and stuff, my motorbike. So you'll see videos on my YouTube channel as well, where I'm working on bikes and cars and stuff. I don't do it for a living. I don't do it for, you know, as a day job. I do it for my own personal gain. My motto is like, why pay someone if you can do it yourself? You know, if you can do things yourself, everyone's capable of doing this. It's just having the know-how. So YouTube's really good at giving people the know-how and the confidence to take things apart and put them back together. But yeah, there you go. That's back on there. Put the air intake back on here. There. Here's the fuel line. Look, it's just hanging here. It's got the rubber boot on it. That goes on there. I'm literally putting this all back together while I'm videoing it. In this short space of time really, but it just shows you that it really isn't a big job, man. Anyone can do this. I suppose you just got to be good at taking things apart. I suppose if you're good at taking things apart, you're good at putting them back together. You know what I mean? If you can take things apart, you can definitely put things back together. That's all that bit. That's come off. That's my filter for that. Right. So that's all back together. Boom, 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 just like that. Now, so we've got this plate. So I'm just going to bring this wire up from the control unit. That goes through that hole. Just like that. Drops down and it plugs in underneath here. Right. That's one of the important things to do. This bit just clips in. It literally clips together. Don't even have screws, look. There's a little lip, it just hooks on. There you go. Control module goes through there, plugs in. Underneath there. There's the plug to it, look. Ping, that goes under there. So, I don't know if you can see it. I'm just going to pull that through. Let me just. I can't see nothing. Right, there. There and there. Okay. Plugs can only go one way. All these plugs are all specific for each item that's on here. So there's my fuel pump. That goes to the bottom of the fuel pump. The tank goes to the bottom of the fuel pump. It's a bit weird, but that's the way it goes, look. Okay, and you know the bottom. These go up here through that little crease and point downwards there. And that's where over 10mm comes in. That drops in through the back. Although it looks like I might be missing a bolt. It looks like the bolts fell off. It'll be in there. Anyway, can't put that on yet. But anyway, now all that's got to do is the tank just sits on top of here. That fuel line will go underneath where that plug is, come up through that hole, go onto there. There's a 10mm bolt. I've just got to find the nut to put that on. And then that's it. It's done. Put it together. Simple.